Okay, well, it's about 3:45. Yeah, closer to 4. And we're heading to Clear Lake again. I can't get enough of that place. It's probably my last run to Clear Lake for the year. Um, Going to head there and check out the southern end of the lake. There's an area over there that I've been to quite a bit, but I just got this funny feeling that I haven't done enough investigation on that area. There's a few things I want to look at. I'll show you the area I'm really kind of looking at right here. And this area, it's a beautiful spot, to kayak around and stuff like that. It's a real pretty area. Kind of what I'm thinking is I know there's a shelf there that gets pretty deep, and it's also near the outlet of the lake. So this is going to be the warmer end of the lake, and kind of a joke there. So there's going to be the warmer end of the lake. It's right before it exits the lake down the McKenzie River, that general end. And so I know this area where there are some underwater trees. Those I've got some footage of in the past. But I just got this nagging feeling there's something else there to be found. And until I actually do it, I won't know. So I'll either find something today or I won't. At the very least, I'll get my last trip into Clear Lake for the year. And that's a sad thing on one hand for me. But on another, again, if you got another trip for the year, this has got to be it. So I just can't get enough of this place. So let's go see what we can find. All right, let's roll. So I set out from the lodge from the slip, took a right past the rowboats. Really was looking forward to getting down and starting into investigating in depth a little more of the area I wanted to get some more footage of. The way down there is an easy cruise. I had the breeze working with me, so I kind of set my paddles to just be little sails and took my time getting on down there, letting the light come up so that I can see down into the water a little bit better. And it was a real nice, relaxing cruise on down there. Saw some neat things, some trees, ancient trees sticking up out of the water, including the one that I ran into several years ago that was a frightening experience, to say the least. So when you're out on these waters, do be careful. So I got down towards the end of the lake, and the water was incredible glass. The only disturbance was me. And I took note of that, and it was such a beautiful thing. So I decided to kind of stop paddling, and then each droplet that came off my paddle left a really, really neat pattern that you can kind of see as it just drifts along. I got down to the area towards the end, and there's a nice big cluster of some of the ancient trees in this area. I've counted a total of about 15 in this one little pocket, and they're all pretty neat. They're fairly familiar to me, so it's kind of like visiting an old friend when I come back by here. They're always just fascinating to see. I never seem to tire of it for some reason. The history behind them, knowing how long they've been here. They were already underwater when Jesus was born and walked the planet, so it really kind of makes you sit back and think about it for a minute. In this clip coming up, you'll see some fishing line, and ultimately there was also a lure attached to it. I've never met an angler yet that likes to lose their gear, but it's bound to happen in this lake with all these old trees. So to the diving community out there, if you see this stuff, please take the time to carefully remove the fishing line and lures and any other trash you might find laying around. It's up to us to help take care of these 3,000-year-old trees. And it would be greatly appreciated from everyone that visits this place. And you guys are the ones that can make it happen. In this clip, it's rather interesting. I'm kayaking in an area very close to the bridge. There's a cable that runs across here that says no boats beyond this point, but you can see that the water is flowing towards me right now, away from the bridge. Yet this is also the exit. So the water flows around this island that's to the left of this view, and then it exits out. So I decided to do some 50-50 and underwater video of this area because it's just such a stunning view above and below. And it's just really something to see how the currents work here and then ultimately go towards that bridge. But do pay attention to that sign. Don't get too close over there, or you're probably in for a nasty surprise you don't want to deal with. As I cruise along here, the current is actually pushing me back out to the lake, which is really kind of counterintuitive considering the exit is just to the left. But the current is pushing me back out into the lake, and it's kind of a fun ride. It's a beautiful ride, especially when you've got this view. And then you can see that as it gets towards the body of the lake, it just drops. As I continue to let the current drift me on out, on my right side you can see the lava flow and the island on the right. The water cycles around that little island and then heads back towards the bridge and underneath towards the McKenzie River. If you keep going straight and bypass that, I believe I've found the original exit for the river that ran through this valley many years ago before the lava flows. find it interesting that some people look at these videos that I do of this particular lake especially, and in this day and age of Photoshop and all these kind of programs that are available out there, I find it almost necessary to point out that what you see in my videos are untouched. This is what you actually see. I have not photoshopped any of this. If I ever do Photoshop a picture or a video or anything like that, I'll point it out. But in this place, there's no need to fake it. This rock coming into frame is really interesting because what you'll notice on it is it's an actual normal rock with a cap of lava on it, which to me was rather interesting. And you can see how it's just kind of stuck to it still. And I don't know if this is in its original position or not. I'm not quite that old, but I'm getting there. But it was a neat thing to run across and get on film. Throughout the morning and day, I kept looking around at all the fall colors coming in, and they're just crazy beautiful, the yellows and the reds, and sometimes some of the bushes just like are almost on fire. It's really something to see. So after I had captured the footage that I came here to get this particular day, I decided to take the rest of the day and just kind of cruise around and look at the fall colors coming in, and of course anything else you may stumble across, and just enjoy the overall view and some of the shallow areas. And it's always fascinating to just look around and see what you can see. And this place, you just never get tired of. One minute you're looking at blue waters, and the next you're looking at green and emeralds. It's just a fascinating place. So about this point, I ended up deciding to work my way back around to my personal favorite part of the lake. And I just really love that area. It's so beautiful. There's a lot of ancient trees over there, and the water clarity is incredible. The ancient spring is over there. It just seems like there's just an overabundance of things to see. A lot of visual stimulation, I guess you could say. But so you just continue on along the side of the lake and keep on going around, and ultimately I get to find my own little paradise back there.